Hi YouTube! Today we're going to be reupholstering this stool. I'm actually going to use it in my living room and I'm going to be covering it in this woolen suit material. Now you can use an old jumper, any sort of material you like, but I'm just using this because I've got quite a big reel of it that I want to try and use up, and it will go well in my lounge. So I've got this stool and the bottom comes up like that. Now what I want to do is I want to just cover over this, and someone's covered this in carpet before, but what I've actually done is I've took this backing off and I've looked underneath, and actually there isn't any padding on it. So then if I took this off and I put some sponge on it, I'm looking at my cost going up and up for really something which I'm just going to put my feet on. So I've given it a good hoover and a good clean, so I know that it's all clean. So that's something that's really worth thinking about, is if you do have something, you don't necessarily have to take off the old material, you can go over the top. Now I'm going to take this bit off because it's going to make it really difficult when we're trying to upholster to put the new material on. And again, when you're doing your own projects, see if you can get maybe the seat pad off or the seat off, anything like that. Put these somewhere safe. Because if you've got a square or a round or something like that to work on, it's going to be easier than trying to work with this bit in the way. So we're just going to take these off here. I know what you're thinking. Am I sure I want to cover over this this carpet? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Right. Oh, there isn't one there. Right, so that's come off there. I'll set that aside. And then I'm left with this pad. Now don't worry about this bit here because the new material is only going to go up to this edge. What you will need is a staple gun. This is a really cheap one. It was about £5 from Tesco's, but you can get them obviously in other places. And you just want to secure any bits that are sticking out. Sorry, it's an awful noise. If you are sticking with the original material that's on there, you just want to fold it over so there's no sort of any bits poking out. Sorry if you keep losing my head out of shot. This is a really awkward angle to film. Anyway. Okay, so I'm quite pleased that that's all now more or less down right. So then you want to lay your whatever you're covering on the material that you have. So I'm actually going to do it this way. And obviously don't forget that your material has got to then turn around. So it's almost like wrapping up a present. So you've just got to make sure that it will go all the way around. And then get some scissors. I am using these big scissors, but you can use normal scissors. So where did we think that was? My cutting skills aren't very good either, so I apologise to anyone out there who thinks I'm doing this wrong. I'm not a trained upholsterer, you don't say. It's just, I just want to show you how I will do it. There's something in my own home. I'm not going to sell this. This is just for me. Okay, so now I'm happy that that will go all the way round. I want to make sure, and this is really important, you've got the material the right way, because the material has two sides. So this is actually what I want on the top, this bit here. Or is it? Oh, I don't know. It looks quite similar. What do I like? No, I like this side better. Decisions. Right. So then what you want to do is just lay the seat pad on there like that. Make sure you try and get it in the middle. So I'm quite happy that that's going to be equal. And if you've got any left over that you've cut it too big, you can just cut it off after. So I'm going to start on this edge here. Now feel where, because you don't just want to be stapling into thin air, so I can feel my edges here. You just want to hold it and push down hard. What you can do is you can do this and then get some upholstery nails and put them in with a hammer as well. So I've gone round the whole thing with my staples, just doing the edges, and I always leave the corners till last. One thing I will say is obviously you're going to be pulling the material like this quite hard and stapling it. What you've got to remember that if there's a pattern on the material, you're going to be pulling the pattern out of shape. So obviously if there was a flower here and then you pulled it, it wouldn't maybe sit in line with the other pattern that's on the material. So just bear that in mind. Every time you're stapling, you know, staple, flip it over and just make sure it's all as you want it. Now I'm going to do this corner here, and I'll show you how, I'll show you two ways of doing it. So you'll sort of be left with this triangle, and what you can do is you can pull this bit in. So you can pull that in towards you and then fold them over like that, and then obviously you can staple here, here, here and here, and then that will give you this sort of corner. Okay, I'll show you that again. So you just pull this corner bit in towards you like that, and then you fold these bits over. That'll give you this nice shape. The way I like to do it, or the way I'm going to do it on this piece especially, is I'll lay it down, I'll show you. So it goes up like a triangle, and then what I do is I hold these bits here, so you almost pinch that there, and then I just pull this down. So you end up with these two lines here. So this bit ends up looking like a tie. And then that gives you an edge. It looks like that. And that's the other side I've done there. And that's sort of what I want. So I'll show you again. So what I do is I pull this, make sure this is nice and straight, pinch these together, and then pull this down, and then just flatten out these lines here. So it's basically what I did the other way. It's just the other way around. So you either can put the folds on the outside or the inside. And that's the way I'm going to do it. Now this material is quite thick, so I will need to put some nails in here. But what you can do is with this little corner bit here, and this is sometimes an advantage to cutting the material bigger, is that I can actually staple this onto the board, and that will make that sit really, really nicely. I'm going to finish the corners, then I'll show you it when it's completely covered. Now my stool's all done. I'm really pleased with the way it looks. I've painted the legs in a dark green colour to go with the room, and I think it looks really, really good. So I'm going to sit here, put my feet up and think about what to make next. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and likewise you can find us on our Facebook page, which is BamTilly Interiors. And if you like what you see, please subscribe and share, and let's get the UK upcycling.